Subscribe to PAMX channel. Click on the bell icon to receive notification on new video. Like and share the videos. Thank you.
Today we will take you through the opinions and views of DS Group, an FMCG company that is well known for its range of Catch branded food products. Mr. Sanjay Gupta is the Vice President Corporate Procurement and Packaging Development at DS Group Noida. Mr. Sanjay joined DS Group in 2001 from Stellar Industries, where he was the Marketing and Operations Head since 1986. At DS, he took up packaging procurement for the now USD 1 billion company. On the side, he also heads the Packaging Development Lab, as he believes an industry leader must first lead with innovation. So we welcome you to PAMX channel, sir.
Thank you so much, Neha, for your kind words.
So, sir, DS Group is a $1 billion FMCG company with a diversified product portfolio that includes many essential products for our daily life. The pandemic would have brought challenges like ensuring supply of raw material and packaging to continue production. This would have impacted not just your operations, but also the various big and small vendors who supply to you. So can you please give us a sense of how your vendor ecosystem responded to this challenge and what are the lessons we can take from it?
Neha, though it was a very challenging, unforeseen disruption, but the kind of agility and resilience we have embedded in our system over a period of time has resulted in minimal, or I would say practically no disruption. We strongly believe and follow vendor management at par with the best HR practices, wherein we select the right vendor, provide security, share information transparently, do payments on time, give justified profit, and imbibe sense of kindness, respect, trust, and empathy, and ensure that client-vendor relationship should not change radically as it moves through its phases. I think during such time, empathy and cohesiveness is of prime importance. During our pandemic also, I and our all seniors personally spoke to each and every vendor, regularly asked their well-being, ensured that we stood with them in this difficult time, shared strategies being adopted by DS to handle this crisis for their learning and adoption wherever required. This results in a vendor retention which is as high as our own employee retention, which I believe is something extremely groundbreaking. In spite complete breakdown of our supply chain, our management made it sure that full due payments to be made to all vendors, irrespective material is required from them or not, which helped them to manage their expenses of staff and labor salary and maintaining supply chain of raw material flowing, which was very, very important for all of us. Keeping in view our annual business plan in mind with desired amendments, we placed orders on them so that they arrange raw material for our end product and put it into processing as soon as it is required. We also had a dialogue with vendors of their vendors to have similar transparent communication and transaction for seamless supplies. It was very important to help them wherever we can help them. We had some issues of transportation during initial lockdown with small vendors, but our logistic department put forward his expert services and things were delivered and things were streamlined. With this kind of hand-holding, support, confidence, trust building, our vendor ecosystem responded positively, even more than what we expected. One more thing which is very, very important, it is to be noted that as a responsible corporate, it was our ethical and moral duty to deliver quality product to our consumer without any excuse. And for that, we believe in practices of agility and resilience to counter these kind of disruptions.
So, sir, we went through a recent presentation of yours where you quoted Bhagavad Gita and said that whatever happens, happens for good. You followed this statement by describing the strong fundamentals of the Indian economy, which is especially the vast rural economy and its independence from global market as well as its resilience. Since it has been some months since you have been tracking this situation, to what extent can you say in hindsight that your optimism was and still remains justified? This is more so in view of the recent steep drop in GDP announced by the government. What is your feeling, and how things are going to play in future, and maybe we can say in short term and long term?
Neha, I still believe in Bhagavad Gita quote and have a very optimistic view. It is quite obvious that when there had been a close down of 2 months, so it was quite obvious that GDP will definitely go down. I would share with you some basic data, which is an eye opener, and I think which will definitely give an insight that future is still not as bad as we are thinking. First of all, our robust and resilient agricultural sector. It is estimated that India will harvest a record output of 299 million tons of food grain during 2021 agriculture season, a guarantee for meeting primary needs of the poor. So first, our basic need is fulfilled. Then I will come to the low crude oil prices. As an oil deficit country, India is dependent on imports of crude oil to the extent of 855 of its total requirement. India is the third biggest importer of crude oil after China and Japan. Due to crash in crude oil prices, India's import bill has reduced, making the current account deficit in the balance of payment more manageable. So means crude oil prices have crashed during this COVID crisis. Ultimately, it is helping India to manage the import prices or import bills. Then third is very, very important. It is demographic dividend. India is projected to be the world's most populous country by 2025. Presently, India is one of the youngest nations with more than 62% are in the age group of 15 to 59 years and more than 54% are below 25 years. Our population pyramid is expected to bulge around 15 to 59 age group over next decade, over next 10 years, giving formidable challenges as well as huge opportunities. But to reach this demographic dividend, India needs to equip its workforce with employable skills which can contribute sustainability to the economic growth of our country. So means we will have very, very vast manpower or skilled manpower if we can skill them. And there had been a lot of schemes going on by the government of India where we are increasing the skills of young Indians. So means demographic dividend will definitely help us in the future. And third point is the foreign exchange reserves. If we see India's comfortable foreign exchange reserve, currently it is more than US dollar 500 billion, is the highest ever. These reserves indicate an import cover of about 1 year against the IMF benchmark of 3 months. Foreign exchange reserves act as the first line of defense for India in case of economic emergency. So it means that we are not as badly placed as being projected. Then if you see FII or FPI, inflow is very high. India is termed as a preferred destination for foreign investment, of late due to large and rapidly growing consumer market, a developed commercial banking network, availability of skilled manpower, and a package of fiscal incentives for foreign investors. FDI inflows into India remained robust despite global headwinds. India's FDI inflows in 2018-19 remained strong at US $64.37 billion, marking a 6% growth of the previous year. So means we are growing as far as FI and FPI is concerned. And then if we say the improved ranking on various world indices, doing business reports of World Banking, ranking of India has improved from 142, which was in 2015, to 63 in 2020. Recently, there had been a ranking on Global Innovation Index. So India's ranking in 2016 was 66 and 2020 is 48, is below 50 among 131 economies of world. According to 2018 survey, by the Economist Intelligent Unit, commissioned by payments company Visa. We must have, all of us are using the Visa payment gateway system. India was taking rapid strides in advancing government e-payment capabilities and was one of the top performing countries in terms of citizen to government, means C2G, business to government, B2G, and government to business, G2B transactions. India held the top ranking on B2G and G2B and came third on C2G jointly with Argentina. So it means that on global ranking also, we are not doing bad. And then with the latest survey of S&P, India's contraction in 2020-2021 financial year will be followed by a significant recovery due to country's external improved settings and rapid accumulation of foreign exchange reserves, which I just discussed. The sovereign ratings on India reflect the economy's above average long-term real GDP growth, sound external profile, and evolving monetary settings. So these are few parameters in which I can say that India's outlook is optimistic. It might take some time in the short term or mid term or long term, but if we say in short term, outlook is not very bright, but in mid term and long term, definitely outlook is very bright. And the data which I have presented to you, it all reflects that we are growing further.
So, and these are very optimistic figures for sure. So, sir, do you see if there is a move towards more automation of your manufacturing operations in order to reduce dependency on manpower?
Basically, it is very, very necessary to go for automation. And we have already bought a lot of machinery across the globe. But at the same time, it is very necessary to increase the skill of manpower, ability to work on these machines, to understand the actual meaning of automation. So when the employment scale is increasing in India, so it is very, very necessary to make a balance between manpower and automation. So we already believe in balancing manpower and automation towards excellence in quality and ROI and work accordingly. So return on investment is very important. Excellence in quality is important. Balancing between manpower and automation is very important. So I think we should work in this direction, I think in a very, very phased manner. Ultimately, objective is to provide a right material at the right time at the right price. For all these things, I think automation gives a great help. But at the same time, manpower engagement is also very necessary. So it's basically hand-holding between automation as well as manpower handling.
Mm-hmm. Right. And sir, as a direct result of the pandemic, many popular consumer product companies have rushed to perceive changes in consumer behavior and produced product innovations in sanitization, personal protection and immunity, etc. So how has your company responded in this context, and how do you feel such products represent a sustainable area of SKU growth?
I think it is very clear now that due to this pandemic, consumer behavior, our thinking, consumption pattern, saving pattern, socializing, everything has changed, and it will definitely leave a great impact on our ecosystem. We believe that though this business vertical, this hygiene or sanitation, is seeing a remarkable growth, but we do not want to work in rush and believe in focusing on our core strength to keep on delivering quality product to our consumer. So we believe in focusing on our core area rather than going into other areas in a rush.
So sir, as a leading buyer of packaging and print, how would you comment or how would you compare real-time exhibitions with virtual exhibitions?
If I talk honestly, when this lockdown started and we were asked to work from home, so we were thinking the how we will work from home, because we are not used to work on computers in a very fast fashion. We used to have a one-to-one meeting personal meeting. So, but as the time is passing, that everybody is used to this kind of environment, and I believe exposure to latest trends, technology, and innovation is the need of the hour. And the virtual trade shows should take place regularly.
Thank you. It has been a wonderful interaction with you. Thank you for all your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.